What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We're joined again here in the Pittsburgh Steelers franchise as we're going to be taking on the Cleveland Browns in our first matchup of the year against them. We are 5-1 at the top of the division coming into this matchup against the 5-2 Browns. We are just coming off of a bye week, which should hopefully help our players remain rested, but we have a few important updates to go through here before we can jump into the game. We came down here with a major trade, trading away Eric Ebron, tight end, to the Cardinals, who could use potentially a high-flying tight end like that can be a receiving threat. That just continues to build up the Arizona Cardinals organization. Again, we trade him away to a team that is not in our conference. We trade him to an NFC team, and the Steelers and Cardinals have a very good working relationship, so it all made sense. It's a very realistic move, in my opinion. If they were to move him, a team like the Cardinals might come looking. We were able to get back a third-round pick and sixth-round pick this year, as well as a fourth-round draft pick next year. Now, we had put him up onto the trade block just to see what teams were offering, and this is the trade that we decided to go with as the most realistic, so that is one of the most important points to go through here to start off today's video. Now, we actually did make one move, and this happened prior to the Eric Ebron trade. We brought in Jesse James in preparation for the Eric Ebron trade. This is a guy that is familiar with Pittsburgh's schemes and play style, and he's been in Pittsburgh prior. He's a guy that is very tall, big-bodied tight end, a guy out of Penn State, so he's local, very much like Pat Freiermuth, and I appreciate the opportunity to bring him back, and just he'll get rotational reps. The number one and number two will still be Freiermuth and Zach Gentry, but Jesse James is a good, well-rounded tight end that will fill that role that we're looking for him to fill, and we're not really missing much by trading away Eric Ebron, in my opinion, because he just hasn't played for us this season with the young tight end ahead of him. And then the other update here is that we did a little bit of shifting with the rosters, nobody important in terms of subtractions, but we were able to add Troy Apke, who was bounced to free agency. We were able to add him in free agency. Somebody that I think will just be able to come in and compete for a job here within the Burgh. Somebody that is, experienced in the NFL. He's local. Again, he's a Penn State guy. He's very athletic. He can play corner. He can play safety. He actually has a background at safety, which means he's a bit better at tackling, which is the type of guy that the Steelers look for as a slot cornerback and even on the outside. So he kind of fits the role. He's tall at 6'1" for a corner. I mean, not tall, but relatively good height for a corner. So I'm liking the idea of having Troy Apke around with the potential of being able to rotate around on the defense. And here on the screen, you will get to see all of the re-signings that we have done so far this season. So down at the bottom, we re-signed Harrison Phillips to a 3-year contract. Now, it is a little bit expensive, but he's somebody that I potentially project out to be a starter for us or starter caliber player. Terrell Edmunds, we brought back on a 5-year, $26 million deal. I think that in real life, it makes a lot of sense for them to bring him back. He kind of fits what they do on the defense, and he is really growing into his role. Troy Apke, we re-signed to a 1-year, $2.3 million deal, which means he'll be around for next year as well. Juju Smith-Schuster, this one's a big one. We gave him a 4-year, $55.8 million contract. I think that they can't not re-sign him, especially after they brought him back and Ben Roethlisberger's contract's expiring. Now, that's not to say that I don't want to bring back Ben Roethlisberger back, because he's been playing elite for us so far this season, and there's the potential that he might not retire. But if he does want to come back, he's going to have to come back for significantly less money. If I was the Steelers in real life, I would focus on signing everybody else first with that $40 million that is vacated by Big Ben Roethlisberger, and then come back to Roethlisberger and say, hey, this is how much cap space we have. You take it or leave it. That's going to be my strategy. Might not be necessarily exactly what happens in real life, but the Steelers have forced players like Troy Polamalu, elite level players, into retirement before because of the cap situation of the team. So that's what we're looking at here with this team. And then the final transaction here is Trey Turner re-signed on a 2-year deal for $14.9 million. He's only 28 years old. We have to keep around the offensive lineman here that is the veteran, that is the most experienced, so we're going to keep him around. And then the final thing here as we go into this game today is Trey Turner is coming into this game with a dislocated shoulder. This was a practice injury, so that's unfortunate. We'll be without our best offensive lineman in terms of overall in today's matchup, which is going to be tough because this Browns team is phenomenal on paper, especially in their front seven. So, I'm a little bit scared of this matchup today, honestly. I don't know what it's going to be like to play this Browns team, but we'll see what happens and jump into it here. We will be starting off the day here with the ball. You guys can see up on the screen the stats for Big Ben Roethlisberger. 14 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. Like I said, he's been playing really well for us so far this season. And, I'm a little bit worried that this is kind of a trap game for him. He may struggle in this one, but, I think that the strategy has to remain the same. We just lean on the running game and go from there. And there we can see Najee Harris starting off strong already. So the Browns starting with momentum up there at the top. We got to try to get them out of their home game advantage. But I think that we have very good potential in today's game if we can just get the blocks right up front. Harris is going to be basically a game changer for us and completely change this matchup from what it was last year. 2 big runs for him to start off the day, honestly considering going for him a third time. The defense has given us quite a bit of room. Harris breaking a tackle, getting himself up across the 47-yard line. 23 yards to start off the day. We might as well just keep the ground and pound going if it's going to work for us, and just keep hoping for the best. I think I'm going to go play action here. Maybe try to hit Freiermuth. Go up for the aggressive catch. And he's back in bounds. I don't know what the DB's doing. He takes us up to the 15-yard line. What a nice play by Freiermuth. Really a good ball by Big Ben Roethlisberger. Let's go ahead and take a replay at this one. So Harris was tired, and that's why I decided to audible out of this, because I saw he was tired. I probably could have ran it. I was like, you know what? Good opportunity. We've run it 3 times. Let's go with the play action. We got the man-on-man matchup with our big tight end, and the DB goes up for a pick, and that's honestly what the issue is there. So Freiermuth goes up, very nice reception. Let's go ahead and get this to a point where we can take a nice screenshot. That'll be a good screenshot for today's video. Very nice reception, comes down inbounds, and that's going to be a huge play to start off today, taking us all the way down to the 15-yard line. Kalen Ballage is going to sub into the game. He will be the target on this play. We'll see if he gets open. He does. Sheds a tackle. Takes us down to the 7-yard line. I do like that the sliders are getting the other running backs into the game, so that's great, and Najee Harris is back into the game. So a lot of people are saying that they're having issues where for some reason guys are subbing out of the game and not coming back in on whatever their slider and fatigue sets are. I'm not having that issue. And actually, while we play this here, I might as well add into that what I've discovered through research is that a lot of people are having that issue, and Najee almost gets the touchdown. A lot of people are having that issue of guys not coming back into the game because they're not monitoring their season fatigue well enough, and their players are getting too fatigued. And that's the reason that they're not coming back into the game. Well, that's kind of the primary fix there. You got to fix your fatigue. You got to fix your players' fatigue and make sure that they're not fatiguing too much, or they're going to not be able to play for you. As Claypool gets the nice reception, we audible to the quick slant because we saw it was probably going to be open with the stacked defense. We hit our big target in the end zone, and he makes a nice little possession catch to put us up 7-0 early here in Cleveland. Always good to start off with a lead like that here. We'll see what Baker Mayfield has for us today. Baker Mayfield, a quarterback that has shown some bright spots as a player in the NFL. I think that he has a long ways to go before we can call him one of the top quarterbacks in the league, but has, slowly but surely, I think, worked his way up to more positive praise, more positive performances, especially going against the Steelers defense that is really good. I mean, it is no easy task for any quarterback in the AFC North to get anything done. Nice run there by Kareem Hunt, I believe it was. We're going to come out in a bit of a heavy set and show blitz. We just need to back Sutton off because I need to make sure we don't get beat over the top. Oh, and nice blocking up front. That's that big moving offensive line. The Browns have one of, if not the best offensive lines in the league. And they are gonna be matching up against a very good defensive line today. Hopefully our defensive line can win the battle. Our linebackers coming in, making some nice plays here early. Certainly looking forward for this trench matchup today. The Browns have gotten all the way down to the 33-yard line here. We are going to have to look to stack the box as much as possible in this matchup, honestly. They have two very good running backs. You can see the successful stuff on the defense right there. These linebackers just keep getting better and better this year. But they have so much, depth at that running back position. They are very good there, and that's going to be the trouble for us. Is they can always put a healthy guy out there on the field that can beat you, pass into the end zone. I don't know what our DB was doing. They about let up a catch in the end zone. But good stop there by the defense. We're going to go ahead and call some cover 2 man, and hopefully we can get away with just a field goal. We're going to call pass. We got a nice bull rush with Tuitt. Can Tuitt get into the backfield? We got Baker Mayfield moving. And TJ Watt almost comes up with the sack. Baker Mayfield throws the ball away, and it looks like this is going to be a 7-3 ball game. Let's make sure that he puts this one through, because this is a pretty long field goal, all things considered, and it was pretty close. He does put it through, though, so it's going to be 7-3 here. We'll be getting the ball back with not a lot of time left in the first quarter. Big 3rd down and 2 here from the 28-yard line. We are just going to go with the halfback dive, and Harris just gets enough. Just gets enough to get that first down. He's up to 41 yards so far today, and we are all the way up into the second quarter. We are knocking on the door here. We got to keep trying to push this ball forward. So Balaj is going to get the carry here, and a nice carry for him. He has not gotten a lot of burns so far this season, but as we hit the midway point, I think that it's going to become more and more prudent for us to give these handoffs to our backup halfbacks. I think that getting repetitions out of them is going to be really important. Harris comes close to getting the first down. Are they going to give it to him? 3rd and inches. So here's a good opportunity to hand one off to Benny Snell. Let's see if he can power it up, get this first down. Good handoff, quick handoff, and he's pushing forward. He got maybe 3 or 4 yards on that play, so another nice carry there by one of our backup running backs. So I'll take that all day long. So all the way down to the 11 here, 2nd and 10 situation. A little bit backed up. I'm not loving what we've had. We do find Claypool coming across the field. He gets us very close to the first down. We can get the first down here without getting the touchdown. So let's go ahead and try to hand this one off. I don't mind the idea of Balaj getting it. We could also try to go slant, though it looks like Juju might be tired. It looks like both our receivers are tired. So let's go with the handoff. Can Balaj get it? He finds the gap, and Balaj is going to get the first rushing touchdown for anybody outside of Harris so far this season. I think that that's the first one for any other running back. So we're going to go up by 2 scores. We're going up 14-3 with about half of the second quarter gone here. The Browns have to get something going before halftime. They almost block the kick, and there it is, 14-3. One quick thing that I wanted to note here before we get too far away from it is Balaj is in a contract year. He's obviously just signed to the Steelers on a 1-year deal, so he's looking to earn some reps. He's looking to earn a contract potentially, and I think he might be the type of guy we're looking for, honestly, to split reps. Out of any other back that has gotten any type of reps for us so far this season, he's been the best. As Cleveland crosses the 50-yard line here, we've had success with our game plan so far today. Our game plan has been to stack up against the run. We've had success there, but Baker Mayfield doing a little bit. Oh, we almost get the sack. We do get the sack. So Cam Hayward not going to come up with the sack. Baker Mayfield being a little bit elusive, and Stephon Tuitt going to come up with that sack. That's going to put us in a huge 2nd and 18 situation. Hopefully we can do some good coverage ability here. But we've been great so far defensively, matching up the way that I've wanted to against this team, stopping the run game, as you see the little catch on the sideline. So this is bringing up a massive 3rd and 15 situation. If they don't get this 3rd and 15, and I'm going to tell the defense to watch the sticks, if they don't get this 3rd and 15, we have the potential to get the ball back here, and we're going to get another sack. That's going to be Ingram. Ingram, who has been very, very good for us this season, gets another one, puts another tally on the board. That should take us down to the 2-minute warning. It will. And we're going to have 2 minutes and all of our timeouts to try to go downfield and make something happen on this drive. And I'm going to be honest here, I think that this could potentially be a bit of a slider thing. So I'm going to be on the lookout to, and Big Ben gets hit. I'm going to be on the lookout to potentially up the quarterback accuracy again. Because somebody had said in the comments section that what happens is when you turn the quarterback accuracy slider down too far, it just prevents them from pushing the ball downfield, which seems pretty accurate so far. It seems like that's probably what's going on, and in the other games that I've played, also seems pretty accurate that that's what's going on. So I kind of want to fix that up, and I want to have a challenge. Obviously, this Browns team should be doing, at least I think, better against me than they are. And Najee Harris with a great catch. Najee Harris going up with the possession catch, and these aren't even on good catching sliders. We have reduced catching here. I'm surprised he came down with that. Defensive backs for the opposing team not doing a whole lot. We do find Deontay Johnson, who has been having a resurgence for us, and Deontay Johnson's going to take us all the way down to the 14-yard line. Again, knocking on the door. Let's see if we can't make this a 21, or I guess it would be 18-point ball game, 18-point lead going into the half here. We do have a couple of timeouts. We might as well try to use them. And we're going to put that field goal on the board, so we will hold a 14-point lead here going into the half. And Baker Mayfield does actually try to push the ball downfield here, and he probably should have had a catch. OBJ does beat his man. We got TJ Watt in one-on-one coverage against OBJ. Not a lot of separation, but enough separation that OBJ probably should come down with this. TJ Watt gets a hand in there, bounces that ball out. So I might be looking to do a little bit of a slider change after this game, because I'm thinking, maybe quarterback accuracy could go up a little bit, and I'm thinking probably wide receiver catching for the CPU could go up a little bit, though. Again, minor changes can make the CPU way overpowered, so we'll see what happens the rest of the way in this game. Baker Mayfield completes a huge downfield pass to Donovan Peoples-Jones. Of all receivers on this team to be getting the downfield pass, he gets it and takes him down to the 35. Then another completion here for 10 yards up to the 25-yard line. Maybe I spoke too soon. Maybe the Browns just needed to make a couple adjustments. Maybe they were setting up for some things here later on. Let's go ahead and try to stop this run. Oh, we did get into the gap, but Chubb's definitely going to get enough to get that first down. They're knocking on the door here. They're looking to close this down to a 1-touchdown lead. Honestly, this defense needs to continue to step up. They haven't played a lot so far today, and Joe Hayden cuts the legs of Chubb. Makes a real nice play there. 2nd and 12. As this field has started to collapse a little bit, or close a little bit, give less room, there's been some trouble here for this offense. Baker with a very inaccurate throw that time. That's the first super inaccurate throw that I've seen today. We do have a linebacker in man coverage on a receiver. I don't know that I like that. I didn't have enough time to switch it out. He does have his guy open. He finds him for the reception down to the 8-yard line. I was going to try to switch to zone coverage, but I was too little too late. Let's go ahead, call something a little bit different here. I have a feeling that they're probably going to go, let's go man coverage here. I feel like we might as well. I was going to say, I have a feeling they're probably going to go run. There we go. We do stuff him in the backfield. 2nd and goal situation from the 8 again. We're going to try to get some pass rush going off the edge here with Ingram. We do a good job on the cut. Oh, and that's going to be a huge interception by Sutton, who has been an absolute breakout star for this defense this season. Sutton with his 3rd or 4th interception on the year. I want to take a look at this one once again. So Baker Mayfield a little bit slow in throwing this pass. I don't know Honestly, he stepped out of bounds, so he wouldn't even have been eligible to catch that. I guess he could have kind of seen him open. He needed to throw that sooner, honestly. But Sutton, what a beautiful reception. That one is absolutely beautiful. Luckily for us, even on our reduced pass blocking sliders, this offensive line has been holding up very well against an excellent Cleveland defensive line and pass rush. Harris has had lots of running room today. Ben Roethlisberger has had tons of time to throw the ball when we've needed it, so things going really well. I like the idea of potentially taking a shot downfield here, so let's go with this route to Juju Smith-Schuster if we can get the spacing. Oh, and Ben Roethlisberger way off on his throw. Lobs that thing pretty far out of bounds. That one wasn't pretty. Another big third down here after a sack by Justin Lane on a cornerback blitz. He does get that ball off, and Hunt makes a nice broken tackle. Gets them up to the 30-yard line. I was going to say, I think that's enough for a first down. More than enough for the first down to keep the ball moving. What a play. Now, I just got to highlight this because Justin Lane comes in on this drive for a second sack out of that slot cornerback blitz. So we saw that they weren't adjusting to it. They were leaving it open, so we ran that slot cornerback blitz a second time off the opposite side. The first time he came off the right side, this time off the left side. They had men open, I think, right there. They probably could have put that up in single coverage on the right side to any of those two players, but we're going to get that sack, and Justin Lane has 2 sacks out of that slot cornerback spot today. Who would have thought? Anthony McFarland, surprisingly, the player that is going to get us down to the 1-yard line here with about 4.5 minutes left to go. Balaj tries to punch it in there. He got quite a bit of repetition on that drive, taking us down here as well. Balaj now tired. Let's go ahead and see if we can't do a little bit of a slant play, maybe hit Claypool over on the right side. And we do. Claypool's going to come up with another touchdown. That's going to give us a 3-score lead and put this game pretty much out of reach with 3:49 left. Now, the Cleveland does have all their timeouts, but they haven't been able to do enough on offense to prove that they even have a shot at coming back from this deficit. And if that last touchdown didn't seal the game, this certainly will. Baker Mayfield finds his receiver downfield for actually a pretty nice reception. One-handed grab as Peoples-Jones makes another really nice reception here over the top of Joe Hayden. But Terrell Edmunds lurking there after getting the big contract absolutely lays him out, picks up the ball himself, and decides to start running. Makes a nice little spin move there, takes the ball back to the 50, and that is going to close this game out. And we're going to walk away with the win in the first of 2 matchups here against the Browns this season. There you have it, 24-3. Big Ben comes to Cleveland and gets another win here. I still believe he's the most winning quarterback in this stadium. So huge win for us. We're going to go to 6-1 on the season and firmly take the first position in the AFC North. Now, the Browns still being successful this season, as well as a couple of other teams in the AFC really competing for the top right now. So, tough loss there for Baker Mayfield. I know we're going to see them, and it's going to be a tough matchup later on in the season, especially once we get the sliders where they need to be. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. That'll do it for today's game. Coming away with the win. 81 yards for Harris on the ground. Really good day for Ben Roethlisberger. 2 touchdowns and a pretty good completion percentage. We also got decent rushing yardage out of Balaj. And Anthony McFarland got a few reps today. Benny Snell got 1 carry. And then most of our receiving yardage came from our tight ends today. So 90 yards coming out of Freiermuth, and that was absolutely huge. And then we also had those couple of defensive plays. We got a few sacks. Justin Lane had 2, Melvin Ingram had that 1, and then we had that interception as well as that forced fumble that really just kept the Browns out of the end zone. And I think that was the story of the game, was our defense just stepping up and making plays where they needed to make plays and keep the Browns out of the end zone. So like I said, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Make sure you guys leave a like on the video if you did. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more, and comment down below. I'll see you guys in the next one. Hope you have a good one.